Today is November 1st, 2024. I want to show you the steps that's necessary to create a bootable dual puppy USB stick with a persistence on the stick. So I've tried several 32-bit PuppyLinux, but on my machine only Focal PuP32 and Jamie PuP32 will work in one USB, and I can boot into either of them and have a save folder created within the USB stick. So I wanted to go through with you the steps necessary to be able to do that, but I'm going to show you on the machine. On my machine actually was 64-bit machine, but steps that will be identical in all of PuppyLinux. So the first thing what we want to do is go ahead and get a gparted. And then I have a USB stick here, SDB. So we'll go to SDB, which is actually 32 gig, but it's so we'll just go ahead and do that, and it's going to be working in all the legacy BIOS. So what we want to do is, first thing, we want to create a partition table. Because of a legacy BIOS, we're going to use MS-DOS, and then of course that's going to wipe everything out, and then we're going to go ahead and separate it out into we're going to have two PuppyLinux pup's here. So we'll go ahead and give this more plenty. This is a 4 gig, well, a 5 gig is going to be plenty. So we'll just put in a label of pup's like that, and then that's not going to be important, but I think the second partition it will be. So we'll go ahead and do that, and because there's 32 gigs, so it's next we're gonna just leave a little bit for little bit of a swap file. In PuppyLinux, general rule of thumb is that if you got more than 4 gig of RAM, you don't need a swap file, but just for completeness sake, we'll go ahead and leave a swap file at the end. Rest of it is going to be we're going to give it a label of a capital VV, for this going to be mainly for save partition. So where we're going to be where we're going to save all the save folders. So VV is my preference, and we'll just go ahead and add. And then last one is write new, and then we're going to get it swap Linux swap, and then we're going to just go ahead and apply everything. And so this is the USB stick again. Now we have to make sure that we don't forget to put a boot flag on the first partition. So steps are slightly different for UEFI BIOS, but this is strictly again for legacy BIOS, and we'll be using 32-bit PuppyLinux. So it's finished now, and then we're gonna click on the right partition, first partition, and then manage flags, and we're gonna just tick the boot. Now it's ready to receive all the PuppyLinux files now. So we'll go ahead and close that, and within the first partition we want to open that up, and we're gonna create directories here. So we're gonna mkdir, and we'll say capital FP is one, that's for Focal PuP32, and the other one is what was the other one? Jamie PuP32, so JP. So we've created that, and then we'll get out of that now. What we want to do is take a look at the ISOs that we want to put in. So we'll go ahead and drag this over here, and then the ISOs that of interest, that only works in my machine, only 2 of 32-bit PuppyLinux ISOs work. So one is focal pup32. We'll go ahead and open that up, and we want to mount it. And as a general rule of thumb, you want to copy all the SFS files. There's 4 of them here. And then 2 extra one, init.rd and vmluns, which is a kernel. So we'll just go ahead and drag all that over here under FP and copy. So that went pretty fast. And then next one we wanna unmount it. The next one we want a Jamie pup 32, which is this one. So we're gonna open that up, and then again SFS. And then init.rd and vmluns, and this is Amy pup, and copy. So that was pretty painless. So we'll go ahead and close that, and close. And then now next thing we want to do is we want to fire up the grub for DOS. And then this is a SanDisk USB stick. We want to search within it, and then legacy compatible menu list is what we want. Okay. And then it's doing its thing now. It's looking at the USB stick. And then so he picked up, there's 2 different PuppyLinux ISO, and here under pfix I'm just gonna put in a little no copy, so, and then comma, there's no space in between anywhere, and this slight parameter change makes it a little faster on boot up. So we'll just go ahead and OK it, and then OK, and then we're gonna edit the menu list, and we're gonna take a closer look. And here we'll just make it easier for us to, we'll just make that FP rather than the long name, and then this one we'll just make it a JP, and then delete the rest. And then we don't need the advanced menu and window. I don't have any windows, so, and then we're gonna have save it, close, and it's all. Now next is to reboot, and make sure you reboot with a USB stick that you just created. Now I've booted into a USB stick and into Jamie pup32, and I've also made the first save folder after a quick setup screen, and then followed by installing a simple screen recorder so I can record this. So we're gonna just, and then second partition here is, we can see that there is JP folder, because I haven't yet to create a first save folder of the FP. So JP is what's available. So we can take a brief look at under JP, and there is a save folder that's been created. But my preference is just to have save folders actually in a separate save partition, which this is, but also within it I also want to have a save folder. So we'll just go ahead and create one. Here, make directories, small save folder. Okay, so basically I want all the save folders to be inside of the save folder in the save partition. So let's just take a look at the JP, which is the one that I've already created the first save folder on. So when we look at that, there is a small file called save spec. So we want to open that up in the Genie, and here what you will see is that there is a save folder label, which is capital VV, which is correct. And here rather than making a separate JP folder, I just want to put it in SAVE, and then in the folder itself. So we'll do that, and then next, what we can do at this point is that because FP I haven't saved, there is no specific same of folder. So what we can do is just go ahead and cheat a little bit and then put the specs file also in there. So we'll go ahead and copy this file and then get back on and put it under FP, because then it will be put in the correct place. And then here there is already a JP initial folder that's already working, so we'll just make a copy of it and then put it under save. So next time when I boot into Jamie pup32, it'll use this save folder one. So later on, actually I can, later on we can go ahead and delete this folder altogether. So this time I booted it into focal pup32 and went through the first initial creation of save folder with a quick setup, and we can take a look at the second partition, the save partition of the USB, and you can see there's no separate FP folder because of change in the parameter. So FP JP we can safely just delete at this point. So, and then furthermore, we can take a look inside of the save folder just to make sure that there is a FF, which is the focal pup save folder is actually there, and this is the Jamie pup save folder. So this is how you can set up to have the save folder within the USB. However, the save folder in the slow USB can take a few minutes, so that's the trade-off. It would be much more efficient to have the save folder in the fast internal hard drive if there is one available.